Hey Huskies, Mr. Chiakulas, your post-secondary counselor here, and I want to spend a couple minutes to talk about how to elevate the extracurricular or activity section of your college applications. This is a section that I believe is not often given enough thought or time to, and it's seen as more of just like a place to list a bunch of things rather than be more of a narrative to tell the college who you are as a person. With more and more students applying to some of these schools, especially the more selective schools, that all have the same basically grades and courses and test scores, this is a section that can help you really stand out and show why you'd be a good fit for that school. Common App allows you to list 10 activities. You can use all 10 or not. It's up to you to determine what you think is important. Colleges continually stress quality over quantity. They want to see what you are interested in, not try to do things that you think the college is interested in seeing from you. That's a big difference, and I hope you take it to heart. Do what you want to do because you actually want to do it. I really want to stress this and hope you will listen to that. So again, once you have whatever you've done going back from 9th grade, the tricky part is entering all of that into Common App. The activities section in the Common App is part of that Common App tab, and when you click on the activities, you'll get an idea again of some things that you can include. And so you're going to want to report, again, up to 10 activities. And so you'll choose the activity type, which isn't really as important as the rest of what you put in here. So if I choose cross country as my sport, I'm going to want to know position leadership, where it's from, so Hersey, and then I'll have 150 characters only to describe. And that is really hard to do and to come up with some of this information. And so you want to spend time really thinking about how can I maximize this part of my application. One tool that you can use to help you with your activities section is AI. And if you go to the college application guide, which you will use a lot your senior year, and it may look different depending on when you're watching this and what part of the year and what class you're in, but there will most likely always be a Common App menu, and in Common App below where there's lots of other information, there's something called this Common App Activities Description Generator, a great tool that will help you organize these things. And you'll see you can add a lot of stuff in here. So here's a couple examples that I did so that you can see how it works. So let's say I'm on the cross-country team. I'm going to answer some of the questions, but I'm going to be very simple. Anyone can join. There's like 3, 4, 5 questions within each prompt. I may only answer 1 or 2. And so you can see again that I didn't really answer like super detailed, just the very basics. When I hit submit, it will generate for me some possible ways that I can add this into Common App. Okay, and so it will take the activity descriptions and it will give me them in 150 words, 150 characters or less. And so it will summarize all that stuff I typed in and make it so that I can add that to the Common App. It even gives you some feedback. So you're off to a great start, maybe some considerations to improve and so on. Now, I did this again, but I added a lot more description, some more thoughts, feelings, things that I did, takeaways, and so on. So now if I hit submit, we can kind of compare what I did in my activities, and we can see that now my descriptions are a little bit more sturdy. They're stronger, right? There's more details, there's more things that I did. So directed training sessions, fostered team spirit, mentored younger members, improved personal performance. All that's better than contributed 4 years, organized runs, improved, like these aren't bad, but these are better. And so you can play around with a tool like this or any other tool to really help you elevate this activity section, because again, 150 characters is not a lot, but it can really tell a good story about you and who you are and what's important to you. So finally, here's a few tips to help make this section shine. First, ask yourself, why are you including this activity? If it's not something that's important to you, why do you think it's important to the college, or why do you want them to know about it? Have an effective structure and format. So make sure it all flows. You're using the same, whether it's bullets or commas or however you're doing it, make sure it flows and is in a certain order, whether chronologically or of importance. Just make sure it flows and has a good format. Use the space strategically. So don't keep repeating things over and over again, but use it as another spot to elevate again and accentuate who you are. Don't ignore the rules of writing, so be consistent with it. So again, it's not even though it's 150 characters, you might think characters are like a text. Don't use text formatting or things like that. Make sure that you are still using, proper words, and avoid acronyms or jargon. They may not know what SOS is or other things that we abbreviate or have acronyms for. So make sure you're very clear so that the importance of that activity is not lost on them.